I've had more than one financial advisor who started a radio show and told me, I don't want to be salesy. I want to be educational. I don't want this to sound like an infomercial. And I can agree with that to a certain point. But anybody who's in sales knows at some point, you've got to ask for the order. Anytime you're speaking to a prospective client, you'll likely tailor your approach to your venue. If you met somebody at a party and realized they need financial planning help, you probably wouldn't hit them with a hard sell. Conversation might end with you giving them a business card. People go to podcasts for information, so you might have a soft CTA at the end with your website, a phone number, encouraging them to click on some of the links that you provide. At a seminar, you present your information, and you walk around afterwards and ask people if they'd like an appointment to talk further. If the answer is not now, you might ask, can I follow up in a couple of months? On TV, you can throw up a slide with the offer and all the contact information, and the person reading it might be your TV host or hostess. And again, it's a little softer because it doesn't come from you. But on the radio, it's a little bit different. Radio shows are usually 30 or 60 minutes long. Your listener may only tune in for a few minutes, and there are new people cycling in and out all the time. That's why you hear radio personalities constantly giving call letters and time and weather. It's why your favorite baseball announcer has a countdown clock right next to them, 60 seconds. And when it gets down to 0, they give the score. It's the one thing everybody wants to know when they tune in. So what's the one thing your audience wants to know when they tune in? How are you going to help me with retirement? So you've got to tell them. A CTA, or call to action, should happen regularly on your show. I do them after every story. It's common to have a 10 to 14-minute segment. I do a soft CTA at the beginning. I'll do a longer one in the middle, and I'll do an extended one at the end. I'll give you an example. Welcome back to Retirement Today. You can find us online at retirementtoday.com or reach out to us at 800-404-1986. Short and simple. Then I dive into the story. After you present that story, which is the problem, you solve the problem, and then you tell them to call. Most advisors have some kind of a financial plan of some type that encompasses a number of key retirement elements: income planning, tax planning, a fee analysis, estate planning. If the story that you just told was about the Social Security crisis, that's income planning. So I'd highlight that. It's really important that you don't get robotic here. I've had some advisors write out their CTA and they read it the same way every time, and it sounds like it. I think this is a place where you really need to go off the page a little bit and get sincere. You might say something like, for your whole life, you know what you can do, because you look at your paycheck and you know what it is every single week. That's one of the uncomfortable mysteries about retirement. We don't know what our paycheck is until we get there. So let's get you that information right now before you retire. If you need $8,000 a month and find that what you've saved gets you $7,000, we've got some work to do. But wouldn't you like to know that information now? Now, what I did there is a CTA that I would do in the middle or maybe at the end of a segment. But sometime during your show, you're going to want to dive a little bit deeper. Bullet point each of the items in the plan and break it down. It might take 90 seconds or even more, and that's okay, because you're telling people what they're going to get when they come to see you. And the other difference in this CTA is it should come from you, not your co-host. Another direction that I feel is effective is to walk people through what happens when someone calls. If you have somebody in your office that takes the calls, tell them. When you call, you're going to talk to Michelle. She's going to ask you a few questions about what you've done for retirement. What have you saved in a 401k? Are you expecting a pension? Things like that. She'll get a date for us to meet, and she'll tell you what to bring. Now, that first meeting is really just to get to know you and what you're looking for. And then we go to work. When you come back for your second meeting, that's when you start to see your retirement really come to life. You need to tell people what to expect. Another option is to walk through what happens on the website. I have one advisor that we found more people use her website than actually call. So we walk them through it. Go to our website, retirementtoday.com. In the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see a button. It says Talk to an Advisor. Click on that. Calendar opens up. You can schedule your meeting right there. If you happen to live in a big city with lots of traffic, talk about it. Talk about how you do Zoom meetings because you respect your client's time. CTAs don't have to be salesy. Just vary them. Tell them what to expect and be sincere. Selling with Stories is just one resource here on our Impact YouTube channel. We invite you to scroll around and find lots of helpful hints. And as always, thanks for watching.